Hey everyone, welcome back to Apollo Art Analysis. In today's episode, we're going to be studying a piece by the multidisciplinary artist known as Ryan Hawthorne. In today's episode, we are going to be exploring the symbolism of the diamond. We're also going to be looking at the sci-fi series known as Ventures. So let's just jump right into it. So whenever you first look at this work, we see this lone, low-poly diamond set in center space here. Your first impression may be one of awe or even wonder as we're just trying to explore or figure out what exactly is happening here. Of course, the placement of this subject in center draws our eye within the work. This is even further reinforced by that dark atmosphere, right? That light on dark accent is just going to be impossible to miss here. You may also notice the colors within this work. The two primary are going to be purple and blue, but there are hints of, say, green and red as well. So this is a multicolored composition, but those two main colors, of course, being purple and blue, those are quite close to each other on the color wheel, so that's going to create a balanced, analogous color scheme. Within the work as well, we also got to talk about form, right? The main form of our subject is this low poly, most reminiscent of a diamond here. Very sharp form, very kind of minimalist form, if you will. I think that's pretty important to mention. We also see a near symmetrical layout within the work at hand. Of course, it isn't perfectly symmetrical, especially when we look at the background, but that vertical center axis, at the very least, the subject is perfectly symmetrical split across that. Any scenes of symmetry are going to be giving us a sense of balance, a sense of order, and a sense of harmony. I think we certainly feel that here. And within this work, I got to ask you guys, do y'all feel that, or what comes to mind when you're looking at the work at hand? Of course, the subject here appears to be a precious gemstone or a crystal of some kind or another. For me, this looks like a diamond, so I am going to refer to it as that. But let's look at the broader setting, right? This appears to be a cave or a cove of some kind or another. It's hard to say for sure, but this is certainly a very secluded and a very isolated environment. I think there's no doubt about that. Within the work, of course, we do see two subjects in the lower right composition. They stand right below this massive crystalline subject. You know, it's hard to say who they are or why they're here. It does appear to be a man and a woman. They are standing quite close to each other. So with that inference and, of course, tying it to the subject at hand, these could be lovers or they could be, very close friends standing and looking at the diamond here. Of course, the title of this work is ours. So what does it mean to, look at the title of the symbolism of ours, right? Perhaps this is a diamond that belongs to them, right? It is theirs, or from their perspective, it is ours. And so that's kind of why I refer to them as lovers. We have the diamond, we have the title of this work as ours, and we do have those two subjects who appear to be standing quite close to each other as well. At the end of the day, I gotta ask y'all, why do you think they're here, or what do you think is happening within the work at hand? The work before us is quite realistic, right? That is due to the medium known as a digital render. This work is actually part of a much broader series entitled Ventures. I'm gonna bring in two additional works from this series. We're gonna see what we can learn here. Alright, so I went ahead and brought in two additional works, both from the original artist Ryan Hawthorne, to compare to the original work today. I did say all of these works are part of the Venture series, although I'm kind of second guessing myself on the work on the left. This could still be the case, this could be part of the Venture series, but take that with a little grain of salt, if you will. At the very least, these two works, so of course the original work we studied today, and the work on the right entitled Atlas, at the very least, these are both part of the Venture series. And Ventures brings in so many influences from Blade Runner, so much science fiction, so Star Wars as well. There's so much you could really mention. I feel reminiscent of Tron when I look at these works as well. So in all three instances, you do have these geometric forms. Ryan Hawthorne is quite fond of those. In all three instances, you do have at least one subject who appears to be in an active exploration of some kind or another. We do see that in all three instances. In all three works, there also is a very grand sense of scale. We certainly feel that in all of these works. So there is this greater beyond, if you will, and that all mixes with that technological advance that we see in all three instances here. I think that's just so important. So when you're looking at these works, always remember the influences of science fiction, the influences of technology, the influences of geometric forms, but that goes even deeper. Atlas, ours, and even orbit, these all present different symbolisms that you can go even deeper within. So just want to bring in two additional works to compare to the work that we're studying today. Once again, these are part of Ryan Hawthorne's broader portfolio, most importantly, the Ventures science fiction series. So like I said, this work is incredibly realistic, right? That is due to the medium known as the digital render, and Ryan Hawthorne used Cinema 4D. That is going to be the digital rendering program used to create this work. Of course, a very professional program. I know everyone from Beeple to Ryan Hawthorne to Gabriel Salonga, all of these artists are using Cinema 4D to create their work. So if you want to get involved in the world of the digital render, Cinema 4D is going to be a very professional program to use. Of course, it is not open source like Blender, but there are a lot of professionals who use Cinema 4D. So that's always important to note. Really hope you'll enjoy today. We talked about so many different things, the influences of science fiction in these series known as ventures. We talked about geometric forms and those low poly designs. We talked about near symmetry and harmony. We talked about these, two lovers, perhaps lovers in the composition. We tied it to the title as well as what reads most reminiscent of a diamond within the composition at hand. Once again, really hope you'll enjoy today. If y'all enjoyed, go check out the original artist Ryan Hawthorne. Got some amazing art to offer. Really enjoy and study there. Once again, if y'all enjoyed, go check out the original artist Ryan Hawthorne. My name's Apollo. This was Apollo Art Analysis, and I'll see y'all on the next episode. We hope you enjoyed today's episode. If you'd like to support our work directly, please check out our Apollo community tokens. Apollo Art Exchange is an ecosystem of art appreciation which elevates artists each and every day. Thanks for listening.